of the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission, August 9th, 2023. The meeting notice was posted according to the requirements of the Open Meeting Act. The meeting will come to order. Call the roll, please.
First Congressional District Commissioner Seth Phillips.
Here.
Second Congressional District Commissioner Kevin Potter.
Here.
Third Congressional District Commissioner Charles Ortega.
Here.
Fourth Congressional District Commissioner Chairwoman Lindy Ritz.
Here.
Fifth Congressional District Commissioner Blake Rainey. At-large Commissioner Jim Putnam. At-large Commissioner Jerry Hunter.
Present.
Thank you.
We have a quorum. Welcome to all our guests. I can't remember when we've had almost standing room only, so we're glad you're here. Let me talk about a few housekeeping announcements. We ask that if you have calls or need to have any conversation that you step out of the room, not to disturb what is going on in here. Also, food and drinks are not allowed, and restrooms are across the atrium, and feel free to go back and forth. Also, if you're interested, there's vending machines and a snack bar around the corner. We will recess approximately at 12 o'clock and resume again at 1. After we have reviewed your particular proposal, you're welcome and free to leave after we've voted on that particular group. And we ask that when you make a comment, you keep it very brief, because as you can see, we have a lot to cover. And if everybody gets into how important their program is, which we totally understand, we could be here for a very long time. Okay. Next order of business is approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
please call the roll.
Commissioner Phillips.
Aye.
Commissioner Potter.
Aye.
Commissioner Ortega.
Aye.
Chairwoman Ritz.
Aye.
Commissioner Hunter.
Aye.
Approved. Next item, 5-year airport construction program. Director Arties.
Morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Obviously, this meeting is very important for aero education, but because we are a meeting, we wanted to bring a few of our airport items before you this morning that could not wait till the October meeting. First one here on the slate is an addition of a project or group of projects to the 5-year airport construction program at the West Woodward Airport in Northwest Oklahoma. This is part of the PREP program that we have previously discussed. You'll see the projects on there include the development of a new greenfield business park area, so taxi lanes, utilities, access road, large potential hangar, a runway and taxiway extension, construction of a new general use hangar facility, and then of course a little bit of apron reconstruction as well. All these are intended to increase the economic viability of the northwest region of the state for aviation aerospace business. And so total cost of the projects as it stands today is $17 million. We would like to add this project to the airport construction program, and then you'll see another item later on in the agenda. But staff recommends approval for these group of projects, and I will stand for any questions.
Questions? If not, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Phillips.
Aye.
Commissioner Potter.
Aye.
Commissioner Ortega.
Aye.
Chairwoman Ritz.
Aye.
Commissioner Hunter.
Aye.
Thank you.
Airport construction grant program.
Item number 5, airport construction program consent docket. I will remind the commissioners, any commissioner may request that these items may be considered individually or as a group, or you can pull out any one that you so desire. 4 projects before you today. On item A, Boise City Airport, a project in the airport construction program for 100 low lead NJET split tank fuel system. Total cost is a little over $600,000. FAA and OAC splitting the cost, and then the local coming up with about $30,000. Wayne Twyman, the city manager for Boise City, couldn't be here today. I understand it's a long distance to travel in from Boise City, but he wanted me to share some remarks with you all. The Boise City Airport is a very important resource for the city of Boise City as well as Cimarron County because of our remote location and limited medical facilities. Over 50 medical flights per year are made from the airport. In addition, we are in need of more based aircraft to continue receiving funding, and without fuel and adequate hangar facilities, it is more difficult to attract interested aircraft owners to base their aircraft there. They are also developing an industrial area near the airport so that they could look to future aviation business activity as well. That is Boise City's report, and I know they wish they could be here today. The item B, as well as item C, they're kind of a combined effort. I think some of you all saw in the news that earlier this year, the David J. Perry Airport in Goldsby, Oklahoma, just south of Norman, was hit by a tornado. I think it was an F2 or an F3, and did some significant damage to a couple of their T-hanger units. If you'll move to the next slide, Doug, you'll see here, these are the two T-hangers that were completely demolished. And so we are helping them get back on their feet. Of course, for those of you that knew the Goldsby Airport, these were open air T-hangers, and we're going back, not with open air, but with fully enclosed bifold door T-hangers. The project costs for the overall reconstruction of these facilities, a little over $1.8 million, as you can see there. The commission funding our standard 40% for the hangar program at a little over $730,000, local funding almost $650,000, and then the FAA bringing in about $450,000. This is item B, and if you'll move to item C. So one of the things that we found throughout the design of this project is that the taxi lanes that were in place when they built the buildings back in the day, they were not level. And so as we were going back to have to put in new T-hanger units, we wanted to make sure that we had the paving at grade as it should be. And so here we're moving forward with the reconstruction of chunks of the taxi lane that don't meet grade standards at this juncture in time. This is a 95.5 project, as we would normally do for a taxi lane. Total project cost is just shy of $700,000, and the commission's bringing just over $660,000. And I believe we have some folks from the Goldsby David J. Perry Airport that might want to say a few remarks, and I'd welcome Adam and Ronnie to join me at the podium.
Hello, Commission. My name's Adam Voss, and I'm the town administrator of Goldsby, Oklahoma. This is our airport manager, Ronnie Nelson. Real quick, we'd just like to say in recognition of your time, I know that you've got a lot on your schedule, on your agenda today, so we'd just like to extend our extreme gratitude and thanks to Mr. Grayson Arties and Mr. Nick Young, and to you, of course, the Commission, for considering us for this opportunity. Ever since we were struck by the tornado back on February 26th, we honestly didn't know what we were going to do at the time. We were in an extreme crisis during that period of time, and Grayson and Nick have been an extreme help to us, and we're forever thankful and blessed by that.
Thank you, guys. And then item D, last but not least, is the consideration of a PREP grant for design costs for the previously added projects into the airport construction program that I had mentioned on item 5. Again, this is the development of a new greenfield area there just south of the current development and east of the parallel taxiway, as you can see on the picture. That area will have a taxi lane, roadway, utilities brought to it, along with the development of a large MRO hangar. Other things that will be considered pro-growth related infrastructure would be the extension of the runway and the parallel taxiway to not less than 6,000 feet, also requiring the relocation of the omnidirectional approach light system, and then the reconstruction of the south piece of the asphalt apron that is right in front of the fuel farm that I know that's been causing the airport some significant consternation. So before you today is a little over $1.3 million in design costs for the $17 million in projects that were added to the airport construction program. And Woodward sends their regards. They could not be here today as they have their own board meetings they had to attend, but I believe a representative from their engineering firm is here, Paul Priegel.
Good morning. I'm Paul Priegel with H.W. Lochner, and we're the engineer of record for Woodward Airport. And they do send their regrets not being able to make it today, but we wanted to really express on behalf of them their excitement. This is truly a transformational opportunity for this airport and the northwest part of Oklahoma. So we're excited to be a part of it. A lot of big changes coming, and we're just happy to see it go forward. Thank you for your time.
That concludes item number 5, consent docket, items A through D. I'll stand for any questions, or if you all have questions of any of the projects being considered here, but staff recommends approval.
Questions?
So, item B, the hangars, they were damaged by tornadoes and were, okay, so did they not have any type of insurance or anything on the existing structures that were damaged?
Yes, they do. So if you look at the local funding, $650,000 that the local entity is bringing forward,
Okay.
that is the insurance payout.
Okay.
As we mentioned, and I don't know if you've been to Goldsby or not, but these were old open-air T-hangars.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and so it wasn't, this was the maximum amount of insurance they could get on those
Okay.
facilities. We're obviously not wanting to go back just with open-air facilities, but
Okay.
fully enclosed
Okay.
T-hanger units. But I will say, to your point, Commissioner, there are other airports that have been damaged by tornadoes. Clinton came to mind that we're currently reconstructing one of their hangars. Shawnee, which is currently going through the insurance process. I think the increase in costs that we've seen in the last 3 or 4 years, insurance payouts just have not kept up with that. And so that's, but Goldsby is a little unique in that regardless of how much they would have insured those hangars for, they never would have been worth what we're putting them back as today with the bifold doors and the
Okay.
fully enclosed.
I understand. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion for the consent docket?
Motion to approve.
Do I hear a second? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Phillips,
Aye.
Commissioner Potter,
Aye.
Commissioner Ortega,
Aye.
Chairwoman Ritz,
Aye.
Commissioner Hunter.
Aye.
Thank you.
Item number 6 is a aerospace and aviation education program mixed media visual marketing piece. Sandra? Sandra here in the room?
Thought you were going to do that for me. I was excited. Morning, Commissioners. How are you? So, guys, we are going to be working on a film rebranding of Inside the Skies. You may recall that in 2019, the Commission approved for us to do an aviation aerospace film about the state of aviation and aerospace in Oklahoma. And then the COVID-19 virus happened. And so the release of our video was somewhat thwarted. And so we are rebranding this, and we are rebranding it today to talk about aviation and aerospace opportunities and careers throughout the state. And so we would like your permission to work with Coleman Television again and to rebrand this and to bring it out. And we intend to pass it out to all of the schools in Oklahoma, and especially our AOPA schools, and explain to students a little bit about the programs that are happening in our universities, colleges, and other schools. And we would just seek approval of that today, and that's what this item is for. I yield for any questions.
Questions? Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Phillips,
Aye.
Commissioner Potter,
Aye.
Commissioner Ortega,
Aye.
Chairwoman Ritz,
Aye.
Commissioner Hunter.
Aye.
Thank you.
Item 7, Tulsa Regional Advanced Mobility.
Item
Trans-
7, as we have previously discussed, the Tulsa and northeast part of the state is doing some pretty amazing things with advanced air mobility. They received a $38 million grant from the EDA for their Build Back Better program, which was a totality of advanced air mobility initiatives from the partnership with OSU and the partnership with the Osage Nation for the Skyway 36 facility, as well as improving some of their industrial parks to better prepare themselves for advanced air mobility manufacturing situations. As part of that, they were very interested in developing a Tulsa Regional Advanced Mobility, or TRAM, summit to talk about all these advanced air mobility concepts and to bring together all the Northeast Oklahoma and the OSU and the Skyway 36 entities to discuss that. And I suspect that, like a lot of other statewide advanced air mobility conferences, this is going to, pun intended, take off. And so we would like to sponsor that to the tune of $10,000. It's October 2nd and 3rd. It's hosted by the Tulsa Innovation Labs, which is also the primary entity for the Build Back Better proposal. I'll stand for any questions. Staff recommends approval, and you certainly are welcome to attend this if you would so like, if your calendars allow.
Questions? If not, entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Phillips.
Aye.
Commissioner Potter.
Aye.
Commissioner Ortega.
Aye.
Chairwoman Ritz.
Aye.
Commissioner Hunter.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Before I call Paula Keaty up, I just want to remind you again, when you make your comments, please keep them to under a minute. And before you leave, please sign your paperwork. Now I recognize Paula Keaty.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Commissioners. What an exciting day for aviation education in Oklahoma. In this room are folks that are representing entities that will have aviation camps, aviation workshops, flight instruction, competitions, all kinds of things going on as far as aviation education. And of course, also in this room are a large number of school entities that are here. The bells are going to ring in schools across Oklahoma this week and next week, and what I'm most proud of is that those students will be walking down those halls into aviation classrooms. And many of those representatives are here today to talk to you a little bit about their AOPA programs as well. So we're thrilled to have our visitors here. As a matter of housekeeping, rather than presenters, as you come up and you present, if you'll just pause momentarily after you're through, rather than my asking, are there any questions, commissioners feel free before they leave the podium to ask any questions you might have. Our first group of grant recommendations for your consideration are for aviation and aerospace camps and workshops. And of course, commissioners, you may request that any or all of these items be considered individually should you so choose. Our first entity is Cameron University, and its Aerospace Engineering and Math Summer Academy for 6th through 8th grade girls, which will be offered by Cameron University as a 5-day overnight academy where girls are introduced to the principles of aerospace, engineering, and math. Staff recommends $2,495. Cameron is represented by Dr. Ann Nally.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for your continuing support of the Aerospace Engineering and Applied Mathematics Summer Academy at Cameron. You're partnering with NASA, with the Clarence Page Endowed Lectureship, with the Trent Patton Lectureship, and Cameron University. It costs a lot of money to do this because it's all expense paid and overnight, so it's a level playing field for all of these little girls who come in to learn about aerospace engineering, and applied mathematics. And you'll notice that design, I drew that with that little girl flying the airplane. But anyway, these girls come in, and the reason I chose 6, 7, and 8 is because that's the age that I think girls are making up their mind what they want to do. And when they stopped the astronaut program, I was really stressed out, so I thought, what can I do to keep this going? And so I created this Aerospace Engineering and Applied Mathematics. I do other academies as well, and this summer I completed my 32nd summer academy. So thank you for the support. I should have put a link to it, but it was too long to put on there, and you wouldn't have been able to get it anyway. We're putting our videos on the web now. I don't know how I do it, but I have a high school teacher who knows how to do this. So thank you again. It's exciting because now they're out there in outer space and everybody can see what we do in a week on the cloud. So thank you again for your support, and I look forward to doing another academy next summer. I completed this one the first week in June. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Great job.
Good.
Thank you so. Oh, yeah.
12, unfortunately, yeah, because first of all, I have a high school teacher and me, and it costs money. Cameron doesn't kick in nearly as much as I'd like for them to, so it costs a lot of money. But I'm able to do this for like $14,000 because I take them to the Air and Space Museum. They get to do flight simulation. I take them that afternoon to Frontier City, and they do physics of amusement parks and measure the G-forces on their body. And believe it or not, now we're doing it with a cell phone. We first started, we were carrying this big box, and they had to climb on the roller coaster with the big box. So it costs a lot of money. So I only do 12, and plus I can give them individual attention and follow up on what they're doing the next year.
Thank you.
Hey, Chad.
Okay, thank you.
so much, Dr. Nally. Next, we have East Central University. East Central will offer a one-day event called OK Aviation Gives Wings to STEM. It provides students with hands-on STEM applications within the aviation industry. The workshops will pair AOPA curricula topics of lift theory, electrical systems, aerodynamics with application. East Central is represented by Dr. Darcy Tessman.
Good morning. Last year was my first opportunity to do a day to be able to emphasize aeronautics with high school and middle school students in the Ada area. And prior year, we had 80. This past year, we had right at 200 students. We had double the amount of students we thought we were going to have. And so that was a little bit of a struggle right at the last minute to make sure that everybody got covered. This year, our goal is to have about 150. We have this wonderful resource of the Ada Municipal Airport in our backyard that we take the students to in the afternoon. And in the morning, we utilize the resources of all of those professors, of all of those STEM areas that lead towards aviation. I also have a class of methods of science students who will be teaching the AOPA curriculum and getting a little practice teaching. So it's a combination of utilizing what we have to be able to reach a larger population of students in our rural locations who might not currently have aviation programs and would be able to find interest and then pursue coming to you and asking for the start. Thank you.
Thank you. Staff recommends $3,640. Thank you, Dr. Tessman. Next is Oklahoma School of Science and Mathematics Foundation. OSSM requests support to continue its middle school summer math and science workshops for 6th and 8th grade, 9 one-day main workshops, and 3 one-day science workshops held at the main campus in June and July, and 5 additional workshops in rural areas. Staff recommends $1,500. OSSM is represented by Frank Wang.
Yes. Thank you very much. Typically, Pam Flacktu, the head of our OSSM Foundation, comes, but she's in another meeting. So I was formerly the head of Oklahoma School of Science and Math, was the one that came up with the idea for these workshops. And I thank you all for the grant, because I used to pay for all my expenses personally because we were short of money. So I used my own car, but it died after 300,000 miles. So now I'm able to drive we have a limited budget, so we just use the money as best we can. But I've done, in fact, after this meeting, I'm heading off to Ponca City. We'll be doing a day-long workshop there. So our main goal is just try to let young people know that math could be fun. It's not just sitting in the classroom and, watching a lecture. I play interactive math games and so forth. I have a PhD in pure math from MIT, so I am a mathematician by training, and I have a lot of things I show the kids they typically wouldn't see in school. So finished one in Woodward recently, and we had a record attendance. It's hard to convince young people to show up to do math in the middle of a summer day, and I had 16 kids show up. Most of them raised their hand when I asked them, how many of you really want to be here, and how many of you your parents made you come? And most of them raise their hands when I say their parents made them come, but at the end they said, I'm glad I came. So I feel like we've been successful there. So thanks for the support.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next is Ponca City Regional Airport and its Northern Oklahoma Flight Academy, which will offer a 6th through 12th grade summer camp established with STEM concepts and hands-on interactive education with aviation and aerospace presented as a career option. Curriculum will be based on grade level and experience and has classroom and outdoor study with guest presentations and lectures. Airport Manager Don Newsom is not with us today, but I will tell you this is a grant that we have supported for many, many years, even before I was aware of it, and he does his summer camps every year. Recommending $7,500. Thank you. Next is Route 66 Flight School Foundation. Route 66 Flight School requests resources to offer a 2-day mini camp to introduce high school students to basic aerodynamics, ATC procedures, airport and ramp operations, and flight training. Staff recommends $2,808, and we're represented today by Andrea Fielding.
Good morning. Our organization is actually pretty new. This is the first opportunity we've had to apply for a grant. Our foundation was established last June, and so we are excited to have the opportunity to request funding for the 2-day mini camp that we hope to host. And through that, we plan to invite 12 local high school students in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade to actually bring the theoretical knowledge that they're learning in their AOP curriculums at school to the foundation, where they will get 3 hours of ground school, and they'll get a half an hour of flight training actually with a CFI. And so we request this funding, and we appreciate any consideration.
Thank you so much. Next is Southeastern Oklahoma State University that will offer its week-long Take Flight camp to students in grades 7 through 10. Students will be introduced to aviation careers and training opportunities for these careers. Staff recommends $10,000. Southeastern is represented by Director Mike Gaffney, and I would like to take a personal moment to thank Director Gaffney. He and his colleague not only directed Southeastern Aviation as always, but went every day to Durant High School when Durant lost its aviation teacher and taught aviation for the rest of the year at Durant High School. I cannot tell you how much that helped not only Durant, but our AOPA programs in Southern Oklahoma. So thank you, Director Gaffney.
Thank you very much. I appreciate being here. This is almost our 10th year of doing this summer camp. This is a five-day stay-over camp. We do everything from drones to aircraft flights to model rockets to ground school aspects. We focus on 24 kids at a time. This particular year, when we opened up the portal, we had 80 applicants within the first hour. It gives you an idea how popular this kind of camp is. Many of the schools and the various districts in here are doing similar camps. Some are a day, some are 2 days. We try to pack it into 5, and we get a lot of returns. So this has been a very important thing for us, and we appreciate your continued support.
Thank you, Director. Next is True Sky Credit Union Foundation and Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center. True Sky Credit Union will implement ACE Camp for 7th and 8th graders, 2-week-long summer camps with hands-on activities and classroom lecture in aviation, aerospace, and space. Staff recommends $12,500, and they are represented today by Jamie Loving.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here. We are working with True Sky Foundation to hold our 17th Aviation Career Education Camp. We're really excited to continue exposing students to aviation careers and helping inspire them become our professionals of tomorrow. We hold 2 one-week camps with 26 children each, and they are staffed by our employees at the Aeronautical Center. We use hands-on activities. We use guest speakers. We take them on field trips to different locations around Oklahoma City. Last year, we went to the Will Rogers Airport, the AAR Corp, Metro Tech Aviation Campus, and the Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center to expose them to as many different kinds of careers as we can. We also use things like reports on aviation, historical figures, thank you notes, journaling, and help them with their communication while they're here as well.
Next is University of Oklahoma Sooner Flight Academy, a longtime applicant. Sooner Flight Academy for K through 12th grade Camps provide aviation, aerospace, and STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math via hands-on lessons, activities, demonstrations, experiments, and flight experiences. Staff recommends $42,000. They're represented today by Director Eric Wydra.
Good morning. It was a banner year this year for Sooner Flight Academy, which is OU Aviation's crown jewel. We were able to reach out to almost 900 students throughout the year, either in our day camps during the academic year or our summer camps. Speaking of our summer camps, it was a record year. We had 375 students attend 18 different camps, and also a record number of first-year campers. By the way, 350 of those students actually got to fly. Because of your generosity, 120 of those campers received a scholarship to attend camp. So that had a huge impact on all our folks. We expect a bigger year this year with the demand, and we're looking to break our outreach to over 1,000 students. And pending your questions, that's all I have. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Director. Chairwoman Ritz, that's the end of the camps and the workshops. I believe we need to take action on those.
All right, so we'll consider this as a consent docket for that group. Any overall questions before I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Phillips.
Aye.
Commissioner Potter.
Aye.
Commissioner Ortega.
Aye.
Chairwoman Ritz.
Aye.
Commissioner Hunter.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, the next group of grant recommendations for your consideration are for various entities that are hosting aerospace and aviation competitions and other events. Again, should you choose, you may request that any or all of these items be considered individually. Our first entity is FIRST. First Robotics Competition, OK Season, is designed for 7th through 12th grade students. First uses robotics to inspire youth in science, technology, engineering, and math. Subject areas include lift, thrust, drag, time and resource constraints, industrial design, project management, strategic and tactical thinking. Staff recommends $7,500. First is represented by Melinda Taylor.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here. I want to say thank you for your past donations that you've done for us. We are a robotics program here in Oklahoma that we had 35 teams that are high school, middle school level, which ends up being about 2,000 students involved in this. And they learn math, science, technology, and engineering all through this, and go on to do all different kinds of careers, which involve a lot of aviation.
Thank you. Next is the KISS Institute for Practical Robotics. KISS will implement the Bot Ball and Junior Bot Ball programs K through 12. The Bot Ball and Junior Bot Ball Challenge are global robotics competitions with a focus on information technology and autonomous systems, ground and aerial. Robotic literacy includes the application of mechanical engineering, which is a critical skill set for aerospace engineering. Staff recommends $10,500. KISS is represented by Steve Goodgame.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you again for your consideration and hopefully continued support. We continue to grow the program back post-COVID. You know, COVID pretty big hit on our schools, but fortunately this year we had so much demand for our junior ball we couldn't even fit them in the fairgrounds. So hopefully this year we will be back to the 5,000-6,000 kids showing up at an event to show their coded robots. Just awesome. The slide, I wanted to send a video, but if you look at the lower right corner picture, that is a mechanical engineering major from the University of Oklahoma who started playing bot ball in the 6th grade. And the video is awesome. She details how doing that program led her to a degree pursuit in mechanical engineering at the University of Oklahoma, and that's the team competing in the University Rover Challenge, which is a real-life robot running in the desert in Utah. Proof of concept.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
Next is Moore Norman Technologies.
So I'm Meg Thung. I'm Meg Thung.
Okay, Okay, next is Moore Norman Technology Center. Moore Norman requests materials to participate in the Max Westheimer OU Aviation Festival, helping to build awareness to career pathways and intro to aviation industry. Staff recommends $2,617. They're represented today by Lee Dow.
Or Terry Helvey. Mr. Dow, in May, we got approved to be a Part 147 school, and our classes started today. So Mr. Dow is our director, and he's there. So thank you for this opportunity. Because we are new aviation school, we are participating in the University of Oklahoma Project Out. We call it Project Aviation Outreach. It's in cooperation with the University of Oklahoma and Max Westheimer Airport. We would like to, and we did this last year, purchase the kits for all the students. We had a line, as you can see on the second picture, we had a very long line at our booth to participate with the hands-on activities that we have. We also request some coloring books, things, paper airplane materials, things like that for our younger children that visit the booth. So thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to being a part of the FAA community now that we're approved.
Thank you. Next is Oklahoma Engineering Foundation. The OEF Engineering Fair introduces students to the world of engineering, project management, innovation, and robotics, all fundamental elements of aviation education. The Engineering Fair includes an aeronautics competition to incorporate facets of aerodynamics, wind force, and design. They also participate in math counts and the drone competition. Staff recommends $4,000, represented today by Jennifer McCollum.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity to present to you the Oklahoma Engineering Fair. Started 43 years ago, was the first STEM competition in the state. The father of this competition was Garth Kennedy, who holds a lot of patents with Corkin International, and so we like to think that we continue to carry forth his legacy. Our board of directors is represented by a lot of companies that you're probably very familiar with: American Fidelity, Olson, LSP Industries, Leidos, Boeing. We are also very grateful for funding that we received from Tinker and are hoping to partner with them this year in the fair on a glider competition. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions. Again, thank you so much for the funding, past funding, future funding. It is very, very helpful to us. It goes directly to pay for our rental fees at Science Museum of Oklahoma, which is a fabulous partner, and so grateful for them also and all the things that they contribute to this event. Last year we had 700 students, which is up from 130 during the pandemic, and we're hoping to double that this year. So, thank you so much.
Next is Oklahoma Science and Engineering Foundation First LEGO League. First LEGO League will be offered to teams of up to 10 students, aged 9 through 14, who will be guided through a specific challenge where they research a real-world problem and develop a solution. Students will design, build, and program an autonomous robot using engineering skills. Staff recommends $5,000. They're represented by Scott Taylor.
Hello, appreciate the continued support. I've personally been involved in this program since 2008. Oklahoma Science and Engineering Foundation is a 100% volunteer organization. No brick and mortar, no staff that takes any kind of compensation. We try to put all of our funding back towards our programs. The First LEGO League program is the first step at catching the kids while they're young and getting them to see how they can apply the lessons that they learn in the classroom to real-world applications. And in the spirit of keeping it brief, I'll pause for any questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next is Oklahoma State University Speed Fest. OSU requests resources for Speed Fest, an exciting high-speed aircraft design, build, fly competition, which is intended to foster enthusiasm for aviation and aerodynamics. Students participate in teams to build and fly planes in 2 competition classes. High school teams consist of K through 12 teachers also that are formed from across the state of Oklahoma. Staff recommends $17,000, represented today by Dr. Andy Arena.
Good morning. Thank you. Speedfest is, as was mentioned, a high-speed design contest specifically focusing on airplanes. At the collegiate level, students are pushing the state-of-the-art. Last year, you can see the rocket-powered hybrid electric-powered airplanes hit 240 miles an hour. So they're really pushing the state-of-the-art. The middle school and high school students are building kits that we provide for them, and we've developed an aeronautics curriculum with NASA for them that's free, that's completely free. We meet with them once a month throughout the whole year, and our education coordinators are always available to the teachers. And so we thank you for your past support. The biggest problem we have is managing the growth. The year before this, we had 15 teams. Last year, you could see we had 33 teams. We have a waiting list of 60 teams this year. We're going to be able to manage 45, but that's SpeedFest in a nutshell.
Thank you, Dr. Arena. Next is Oklahoma State University Tulsa Girls' Day in Aviation. Girls' Day in Aviation Tulsa will offer girls in 4th through 12th grades a one-day event to be held in the American Airlines hangar at Tulsa International. It will offer interactive education sessions, tours, interaction with aviation companies and colleges. Staff recommends $2,700. The organization is represented today by Dr. Mallory Casebolt.
Good morning. I just want to say how exciting it is for us to lead the nation in aviation education. Seeing all these public schools here is so awesome. So statistical averages of young ladies in aviation, very low. So Girls' Day in Aviation is an international event that is sponsored by Women in Aviation. And for the past 3 years, we've been lucky enough to host one in Tulsa. Oklahoma State University, American Airlines, Tulsa International are kind of the main spearheads of it, but we've had so many entities that have helped us. So the point of Girls' Day in Aviation is to introduce young ladies of the career possibilities in aviation, not only in aviation, but within our state. So growing our own, that they don't leave our state. Some of the things that we do, we have static airplane displays. They visit with different professionals that are careers. They take an airport tour. We go on hangar tours. So it's a really exciting, we started in 2020. That was a fun year. But last year we had about 200 young ladies and young men come. So questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your support.
Chairwoman Riss, that ends the competition section.
All right. Any last questions? Hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Phillips.
Aye.
Commissioner Potter.
Aye.
Commissioner Ortega.
Aye.
Chairwoman Ritz.
Aye.
Commissioner Hunter. Thank you.
Our third group of grant recommendations for your consideration are for aerospace and aviation programs and projects. Of course, should you choose, you may request that any of all of these items be considered individually. Our first entity is Oklahoma Career Tech Foundation, and it's Oklahoma Education and Industry Partnerships, which plans to provide professional development for educators through industry partnerships. Teachers will participate in 3 to 5 sessions, which will include industry tours, industry panels, speakers, workshops, etc., educator externships, and grants for curriculum and materials. Staff recommends $10,000, represented today by Gina Hubbard.
Good morning. I would like to first say thank you to the Commission, to Paula and Michelle for the support of OEIP. As you can see, we had 4 industry tours and our events this past summer. The photos that you see are educators in the International Flavors and Fragrance Incorporation, as well as Cascades. So we do try to incorporate a lot of industry connections in our program. We provided aerospace awareness grants. We had 1 educator externship at Bartlesville Airport, and that is an area we are looking to expand. We had over 20 guest speakers. We were able to provide 32 drones to classroom educators, as well as 60 STEM PITSCO kits for their classrooms. We also provided 25 anatomy and clay kits in our health area. We hosted 6 virtual sessions throughout the school year with 156 participants. And we had 6 in-person events that we had 221 educators attend. So looking forward to the next year, we plan to continue our aerospace awareness, of course, and looking into AI and manufacturing as well, in an effort to meet our mission, as you see, which is connecting educators and industry so that they can take that information back to the classroom and help students make great decisions and help our workforce needs in Oklahoma. So continue to appreciate your support.
Thank you, Gina. Next is Port Muskogee. Port Muskogee plans to offer Work Ready Muskogee, Taking Flight Professional Development, a one-day training for aviation and aerospace, drone curriculum and demonstrations. It will be offered to high school teachers in Muskogee County Public Schools. Staff recommends $2,300, represented today by Sarah Nichols.
Good morning. Our professional development event is designed to benefit approximately 30 teachers in Muskogee County. Right now there are no aerospace companies in Muskogee, but we do have Davis Field Regional Airport right in our backyard, which is an optimal site to nurture aerospace initiatives. This funding will help go towards procuring drone kits for teachers to encourage participation in their classrooms. This project stands as a crucial stride in our sparking aerospace curiosity among our students, and we are thankful for you believing in our vision for this program, which will be our very first time doing this. So, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Next is Redeemed Flying Corps. Redeemed Flying Corps secondary, post-secondary program will train 10 pilots through ground school and flight training. Staff recommends $10,000. They are represented today by Steve Adams.
Good morning, Commission. Steve Adams with Redeemed Flying Corps. 3 years ago, we had the vision to form a Redeemed Flying Corps, our mission to create pilots and mechanics to improve the shortfall of missionary aviation and general aviation. We're a nonprofit here in Oklahoma. Our all-volunteer organization. We give our time, skills, assets to reduce the cost of aviation because we know the biggest prohibitor for flying is cost. We reduce expenses with Part 61 ground school. We volunteer flight instruction and donations from supporters and corporations, always keeping an eye on safety and keeping value to our mission. We currently have 6 students in ground school, 10 students flying, 2 A&Ps. This year we had 1 student solo, 1 received their private pilot's license. We're assisting in training 2 commercial pilots. We're both working towards their CFIs. Our most advanced student has completed her commercial license, instrument rating, and 2 weeks ago passed her CFI. With these skills, Destiny is going to reach back and help train additional RFC students. I want to mention that's Destiny in the upper right-hand corner. I chose to leave that picture there as it was. That was 2.5 years ago when she was working on her private pilot's license, and she got her CFI, earned it 2 weeks ago. Her desire is to now reach back to developing students and help train students, and maybe she'll be the one to get me current again. This year, we offered our time and experience with aircraft with another missionary aviation organization to help for a critical need of skill that they had. If you saw the Hilo Courier at Oshkosh 2 weeks ago, you saw the fruits of our efforts. This summer, 2 of our students are interning at JARS in flying positions to grow as pilots, but I think more importantly, they contribute back to missionary aviation here in Oklahoma. We thank you. Thank you for your generous support last year and consideration this year.
Thank you, Steve. Next is Starbase Oklahoma. Take Flight with Starbase Oklahoma is for 5th through 8th grade students, which provides hands-on, inquiry-based aerospace STEM educational enrichment programs. The 5th grade program curriculum provides 25 hours of classroom instruction and STEM career days, which focus on aviation and STEM careers. The 6th through 8th grade program includes after-school programs and community outreach. Staff recommends $25,000. Starbase is represented by John Altabaumer.
Good morning, and thank you for spending time with us today. I appreciate it very much. We are the Department of Defense program, Starbase, and I know the first question is your Department of Defense, why do you need more money? If you've dealt with funding from the government, it has holes in it. And what you do for us is to help close those holes. Our plan this year is to bring STEM to over 5,400 students, elementary students in Oklahoma. We're located at Burns Flat, Lawton, Fort Sill, the Will Rogers Air National Guard Base, and Tulsa Air National Guard Base. And we very much appreciate your support in the past, and thank you for what you do for us. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next, Tulsa Community Work Advance. Tulsa Community Work Advance prepares and places adult Tulsans in aerospace and advanced manufacturing careers. TCW provides customized technical training, soft skills development, and job placement to underserved Tulsans. Staff recommends $10,000. It's represented today by Brad Staley.
Good morning, Commission. Tulsa Community Work Advance is a unique workforce program operated by Madison Strategies Group that prepares and places Tulsans into aerospace and advanced manufacturing careers. Our goal is to provide skilled and certified workers to fill the skills gap in the aerospace and advanced manufacturing industries. At the same time, we're helping underserved Tulsans start careers in high-demand industries. We do this by collaborating with employers to understand their hiring needs and create custom short-term classes so students can be quickly trained and placed into jobs to fill these business needs. We've worked with aerospace companies such as Spirit Aerosystems, Nordam, Prior Aerospace, Eaton Thermal, Omniair, and more. In the last 10 years, we've trained over 400 individuals in CNC machining and SRW, with 75% of these graduates being placed in jobs. We've partnered with the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission for the last 6 years, and we thank you for investing in us and trusting us to bring valuable resources to Tulsa's aerospace companies. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. So, Chairwoman, that concludes that portion.
All right. Any last questions? Do I hear a motion for the consent docket?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Phillips.
Aye.
Commissioner Potter.
Aye.
Commissioner Ortega.
Aye.
Chairwoman Ritz.
Aye.
Commissioner Hunter. Thank you.
Our fourth group of grant recommendations for your consideration are from schools seeking funds for miscellaneous aviation and aerospace programs. As before, should you choose, you may request that any or all of these be considered individually. Our first entity is the Claremore JROTC program for 8th through 12th grade students. Cadets will gain the knowledge to prepare for the Part 107 certification. Staff recommends $2,697. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. They are asking for some Part 107 curriculum as well as some drones for their students to be able to work through that curriculum. Thank you. Next, Dove, correct? Next is Dove Schools of Oklahoma. Dove requests funds to implement an after-school STEM club where students in grades 5 through 12 form teams to pilot drones through obstacle courses and program them for flight to compete against other schools. Staff recommends $5,000. They're represented today by John Franklin.
Hello. So we're actually expanding a program that's already exists. Last year, we were proud to pilot the competitive K through 12 drone competition program in the state of Oklahoma. We hosted the state championships along with partners in the engineering department of Rose State College. This is an awesome program for kids that otherwise don't have an inroad into avionics or aeronautics, where teams of students pilot drones through obstacle courses in competition with other schools. And then, in my favorite part, they program drones on the fly to navigate through obstacle courses autonomously. We had a great time with this last year, sending our teams out of state, including to the national championships in Mississippi, where our Oklahoma high school team won tournament champion. And we're excited to expand this program, bringing in more kids and to hopefully attract more schools into the Oklahoma State drone competition. Thank you.
Thank you, John, very much. Please note that Epic Charter Schools has withdrawn their application. So next is Mulhall Orlando Public Schools, which requests materials to implement a grade 3 through 12 after-school program in which students will gain a basic understanding of aviation and aerospace with hands-on activities. Staff recommends $1,915. They are represented by Rodney Vollmer.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing us, our district, to be here today to speak with you, and also for the opportunity to apply for a grant that I think will enable our students to maybe grow in areas that they normally wouldn't be able to grow in. We're a small district. I'm very proud academically of how our kids do year in and year out. One of the things that we struggle with is being able to offer electives or different opportunities maybe for some of our students to be able to be involved in. As I sat down and talked with our counselor about this opportunity, we focused on our gifted and talented group, which I am hoping that if we can get this to grow, that we could use it more for all of our students. But what we are looking to do right now is give our students grades 3 through 12 who are in our gifted and talented program the opportunity to be able to problem solve, work together, build projects together. It'll probably be, this first year would be mainly focused around the drones, how they work, being able to do some things maybe for our district, we want this group, we want you to take pictures of our baseball and softball fields today, whatever the case may be, that will enable them to maybe work together and see that aerospace and aviation is not just planes that fly around. It also has to do with smaller opportunities that these students maybe will be able to look to and possibly be interested enough later on to pursue maybe a degree or something in that area. My son is in 8th grade. He finished his first year at CAP this last year, which is a auxiliary branch of the Air Force. He's very excited about this opportunity. He feels like that something that we could offer our kids with a grant like this would maybe enable them to be more interested in some of the things that he's talked to them about, to show them that we can learn, but we can also have fun. So again, I'm very appreciative of the opportunity for this grant. I think it would enable our students to really be able to branch out and see some things that maybe they wouldn't normally see, or that they would be interested in doing later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodney. Next is Rose State College. Rose State requests support in implementing its aerospace education and technology immersion program. Rose State offers aerospace summer camps, kids college aerospace and STEM academies, workforce development 2-day drone classes, and an associate in aviation management degree. The college also offers a private pilot's license program. Staff recommends $15,000. Rose is represented today by Whitney Alvis.
Good morning. I won't relist the things that Paula just listed, but we are planning on buying 10 flight simulators, and so those simulators would be integrated into the programs that she just discussed, and also create a new private pilot's license program. So we have funding from the Department of Labor and Department of Education, and this funding would be coordinated with those other sources for new programming to ramp things up. So we appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Whitney. And next is Southern Technology Center. Southern Tech requests resources to introduce 11th and 12th grade Choose Aerospace Aircraft Maintenance curriculum, one section. Staff recommends $10,000. Southern Tech is represented today by Diana Buckman.
Beckman. That's okay. Good morning. First of all, we'd like to thank you for your support. Southern Tech is beginning. This is the first year that we're beginning our aviation program. Building is just being finished with final touches.
Where are you located?
Southern Tech, Ardmore, Oklahoma. Once again, I'm not going to repeat what she said. I don't know what happened to my words up there on my slide. There it goes. We will be utilizing drone technology in addition to transfers, virtual reality headsets in order to teach students the basics of aviation maintenance and exposing more young people and job seekers and training for careers in this field. So that's what we're asking for. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Diana. Chairwoman, that does end that category.
All right. Any last questions? Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I hear a second? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Phillips.
Aye.
Commissioner Potter.
Aye.
Commissioner Ortega.
Aye.
Chairwoman Ritz.
Aye.
Commissioner Hunter.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our final group of grant recommendations for your consideration are schools seeking funds to implement the AOPA You Can Fly high school aviation curriculum for the school year 23-24. Of course, should you choose, you may request all or any of these items to be considered individually. I might add, Commissioners, that if you recall at our last commission meeting, you voted to support a stipend to these AOPA schools for supplies and professional development. So those funds will be considered separately from the grant recommendations that we've made. Okay? So thank you very much. First up, as an AOPA high school, Ada City Schools. Ada is requesting resources to teach AOPA years 1 through 4, 5 sections, both pathways, and choose aerospace year 1 for 9th through 12th grade. The district will also implement aviation lessons pre-K through 8. Staff recommends $5,680. Ada High School is represented by Chris Eckler.
Good morning, and thank you guys for your time and your continued support. So this will actually be our 7th year of teaching the AOPA curriculum, and we've had your guys' continued support throughout it all, so I would like to say thank you. And again, I was thinking back while I was sitting there, we do currently have 10 students in flight training. Of those 10, 8 are young ladies. One will be soloing hopefully in the next week or two. So it's really just a extreme growth that not only our school district has seen, but our community has seen. Just this past 2 weeks ago, our community actually sponsored 5 of our 4 students, 3 students and our flight instructor to attend EAA Air Venture in Oshkosh. So they got the full experience of camping underneath a wing in a tent. Even though they're a whole lot younger than me, they still were ready to get home. So it's just not only made a difference in our school, but in our community, and for that, I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Next is Alva High School. Alva High School is requesting resources to teach AOPA years 1 and 2, 9th through 12th grade, both pathways, pilot, and drone. Alva was unable to be here as the first day of school today, but she asked that I tell you that they're excited and thankful for what last year brought. Their numbers have doubled after seeing last year's success. They participated in Aero Day at Thunder. They went to Tulsa Student Pilot Day. They attended the training in Stillwater that we provided for our UAS teachers, and they were able to get their first student FAA Part 107 drone certified. They have students now accepted into OSU Aeronautics and OSU Engineering and another in the Air Force. So they're very excited about the growth in Alva City Schools. Next is Ardmore High School. Ardmore High School is requesting resources to teach AOPA year 1, 1 section, 9th through 10th grade. Staff recommends $1,600. They're represented today by Gary Spears and more than that. Yeah.
Let's start by saying thank you for your time and consideration. This will be our 2nd year doing this program with the AOPA. The kids had an absolute blast running the program in the labs last year. We had 12 kids. Of that, 1 is actually going to Southeastern this next year to attend the pilot program. This year, we have 24 kids that are scheduled to come into the class, and we're hoping to keep going and keep having fun.
Thank you very much for consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Ardmore. Next is Charles Page Freshman Academy. Charles Page High School is requesting resources to teach AOPA years 1 and 2, 2 sections, 9th through 12th grade, both pathways. Staff recommends $1,890. They're represented today by J.J. Smith.
Well, thank you guys for your support. We really appreciate it. We're excited about our
aviation program at the Freshman Academy. We, in the past, have only had enough students for one section. This year we'll be having 3 sections, so we're looking forward to that and showing our students what's out there in the form of aviation. So thank you for your support, and we're looking forward to this year.
Thank you, JJ. Next is Chelsea Public Schools. Chelsea High School is requesting resources to teach AOPA years 1 and 2, both pathways, 2 sections. They have also applied to teach Choose Aerospace this fall. Staff recommends $7,239. They were unable to attend because of school starting today. I will also tell you that they have plans and have asked us for some assistance to attend some things at Tulsa Air and Space Museum, transportation, et cetera, for field trips. So Chelsea High School, a very small school in northeastern Oklahoma, doing great things with aviation. Next is Collinsville Public Schools. Collinsville High School requests resources to teach AOPA year 1 and 2 sections, 9th and 10th grades, both pathways. Staff recommends $6,000, and they're represented today by Scott Kiker.
Good morning, Collinsville High School. We'd like to thank Paula and the Commission for your time. Excited to get this program started. We start school tomorrow with approximately 40 students in the program.
Thank you. That's awesome. Thanks. Next is Cushing High School. Cushing High School requests resources to teach AOPA year 2, 1 section, 10th through 12th grade, both pathways. Staff recommends $1,430. They're represented today by Dr. Jessica Seigel.
Hi, good morning. I appreciate you having us here. This is going to be our first year putting the program in. We've been STEM strong over the years, and when we did a survey, we had 37% of our student body say, we want aviation. And we have 2 CFI instructors, a professor at OSU. We've done 4 years in SpeedVest. This will be our 5th. And on top of that, the airport manager, he just said, come on out here. Let's do this. Let's get this going. So we have a lot of support, a lot of excitement. We had back to meet the teacher school last night, and the community support was outstanding. So program growth, what we expect. This will be our first section. We expect to have more. We've had student STEM-led programs. We have reached 120 kindergartens last year, and we plan to put this into that arena and keep going. We've talked about how to get those students into aviation, academics, and/or industry, as well as talking to Young Eagles and any other entities that we can get a hold of. Basically, this is for our students, and we're super excited. Thank you for having us, and thank you for your support.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Next, Deer Creek Public Schools, and before I speak for Deer Creek, I will again remind you that last session of our commission meeting, you did approve the funds for supplies and professional development. So some of these amounts that may seem smaller as far as grant awards is because that was what they originally had asked for on their grant. And so we're just funding some additional things that were on their grant applications. Deer Creek Public Schools requests resources to teach AOPA year 1 and 2, 2 sections, both pathways. Staff recommends $1,600. The instructor is Holly Blanc. Holly is a pilot. She does great work. She also helps us in many of our AOPA trainings and is very helpful not only at Deer Creek High School, but with our whole program statewide, and we appreciate her. Next is Durant Public Schools. Durant High School requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 through 3, 6 sections, the pilot pathway. Staff recommends $1,375, and Durant Public Schools is represented by Director Mike Gaffney.
Greetings again, representing Durant School Districts. This time I'm happy to report that Durant has hired a Southeastern graduate who's going to be taking over for us so that we can focus on actually both programs. So the Durant program is still going to be very much supported by Southeastern. I'm happy to report that of our 40 freshmen coming into Southeastern this year, 4 are from the Durant School District. So this partnership is working. This AOPA program in the high schools is working. I can say that firsthand I've seen it work. Last year, we had a total of 47 students in Durant High School in the program. This year, we have over 90. And so they're going to need all the help that Southeastern can give them, and we appreciate your continued support.
Thank you so much, Director. Next is ECHO Homeschool Extension. ECHO requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 and 2, 2 sections, both pathways. Staff recommends $2,250. ECHO is represented today by Matt Rank. I would mention that Matt has also helped us spread the word to other homeschool consortiums. We will be adding this coming school year a more Norman homeschool group that will be teaching the curriculum. And I heard that Matt has also, AOPA has asked him to help them develop some homeschool lessons that will fit more appropriately with the homeschool framework. Thank you, Matt.
Good morning. Thank you for having all of us. On behalf of, quite frankly, all of the students across the state, we appreciate what you do, not only just for our homeschool group. As a father, an engineer, an airport consultant, a pilot, all of the above, I can't thank you enough. I actually spoke at New Mexico just last week to their airport managers about how they're missing out. So I spread this gospel, and you guys are the flagship, without a doubt. Last year, we tried this as a homeschool venture. We had 10 students. One was graduating. We did the 9th grade. One graduated. We have 8 returning. I believe it was a great success. This year, we have 8 more coming, so we'll be 16, 8, and 8, plus the other more Norman. I've been working with them to set up, make sure their curriculum's ready to go. I believe they have another 8 to 10 students. So from the first to the second year, we've tripled in size. I'll be speaking at setting up a workshop for Tulsa homeschoolers this fall as well, to see if we can't get the application rates up and get these groups all coming together as a community. So we're excited. So I speak for all homeschoolers, not just ECHO. As far as ECHO, we greatly appreciate it. And I would like to say the partnership with your staff has been great. I took my students to several of my clients and different activities, Seminole, Ada, up to Tulsa activities. Director Arties, his staff, has always been gracious to the students. They love speaking with the students and working with them, and my students love hearing all their stories. So your staff is just outstanding. They go above and beyond just this financial support. So thank you for that. We're looking forward to this year, and to keep it short and sweet, that's where I'm at. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. Next is Elmore City Purnell Public Schools. Elmore City Purnell requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 through 3, 3 sections, the drone pathway, 9th through 12th grade. The district will also implement pre-K through 8th grade aviation awareness activities. Staff recommends $5,525. They're represented by Rosie Digby.
Hi, thank you so much for considering this. You guys have a huge impact on the smaller schools like ours at Elmore City. Our students are learning, as I am as well. This is our 3rd year for Elmore City, but this is my 2nd year. And incorporating all of these lessons has been quite interesting and exciting for our students. I've been to a couple of the professional development that was set up for us at Southeastern and at OSU, where we got to actually build the drones, and it was pretty exciting. And I got to take that back to my students as well. And we have a couple of people in Elmore City who are actually pilots, Nancy and Greg Lucas, that we want to set our kids up with to get more experience in aviation and flying, not just drones, because that's our focus right now. That's what our juniors decided that's what they want to do. We're also looking to buy a couple of flight simulators to hopefully get kids more interested in aviation and flying, not just drones. But it's a great opportunity either way for these students. I do have 2 students that took it on themselves last year to drive to Southeastern by themselves. I was not able to go with them. We had one that was wanting to be auto mechanic, came back super excited about wanting to be an aviation mechanic, and he is in year 3 this year, which I will be teaching as well. So thank you so much for what you guys do for us.
Thank you, Rosie. Next is Enid Public Schools. Enid High School requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 through 3, 5 sections, both pathways. The district will also participate in the Tango Flight plane build. Staff recommends $15,138. Enid is represented not by Becky, which is what I have down here.
I'm Mr. Crowley. I'm the Enid High's aviation instructor. So I appreciate you guys give me the opportunity and give us the ability to do this. This is our second year, and we have shown tremendous amount of growth with our students. So they're all excited about coming back and doing the Aviation 2 and 3, and we're also I'll have Aviation 1. Also, with this year, we're doing Tango Flight, so I have several students that are looking forward to that are into engineering and stuff like that. So that's going to be another program we have. So I have 2 students that are actually working on their PPL right now. One is actually in Enid. He's actually doing insurance on the side and flying, so he's actually still kind of doing both. He didn't want to do the college route, but he is still doing still flying. And the other one, she went into Embry-Riddle. And then I have 4 students that they just got an AVGAF scholarship, so they'll use that this school year to apply to their PPL. So thank you again.
Thank you, Jason. Next is Granfield Public Schools. Granfield High School requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 and 2, 2 sections. Staff recommends $550. They are represented today by Ramiro Longoria.
Morning. First of all, I'd like to thank y'all for y'all's time and attention. I'm in Granfield, a small town in the southwest corner of Oklahoma. I jokingly tell people there's more cows than people, and there's some truth to that. We're an ag community. But this program has been a blessing. I know when Paula came and talked to us, we didn't realize in the community we actually had a couple pilots, and we put this program in place, and they volunteered to take our students up. And first year, we're small. Our biggest class in Granfield is 24. Our smallest is about 9 kids. Year 1, we had 4 kids interested in aviation. This year, as of today, we got 12, which is outstanding because some of my class sizes are 12. And so I'm awesome, excited to see that. So I just wanted to tell you guys thank you and appreciate y'all's help.
Thank you so much. It pleases me so much to be able to offer high-quality curriculum to our smaller schools in Oklahoma and provide them the opportunities that they need. Next, Great Plains Technology Center. Great Plains Tech plans to teach AOPA years 1 through 3, 4 sections. It will also offer Project Lead the Way engineering programs and middle school workshops and girls in STEM events. Staff recommends $7,350. They're represented by Marcia Brown.
Good morning. I want to first of all thank you for all of your support in the past and hopefully for your continued support. Great Plains takes a trifold approach in addressing increasing economic activity, and one is through our classroom activities by increasing our AOPA activities, this year focusing on our FAA Part 107 certifications. We also spend a lot of time on after-school enrichment activities, specifically with aviation-related contests, such as with our Technology Student Association, and last year we had the opportunity to participate in Speedfest, and we are definitely going back again this year. It was an awesome opportunity. And then the third part is we believe that if we can get them at a younger age, so we have a lot of community outreach, specifically with middle school, to introduce them to some basics in aviation and aerospace. And this year, we're hoping that part of that grant money helps us with that assistance. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Marcia, very much. Next is Grove High School. Grove requests resources to teach AOPA year 1, 1 section, and plans to implement both pathways. Staff recommends $5,250. They are represented today by David Roberts.
Good morning, Commissioners. As you can see from our slide, this is Grove High School's first year, and one of the main things that I wanted our students to get was to figure out what they're passionate about. This is my 43rd year in education and my 40th year as a pilot, and I'm the past Oklahoma Wing commander for Civil Air Patrol, and so aviation is something that I'm passionate about. I came out of retirement to teach this class, and I hope to produce a lot of students with that same drive and passion. So thank you all.
Thank you, Grove, very much. Ketchum High School. Ketchum requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 and 2, 2 sections, the pilot pathway, and plans to implement K through 12 aviation activities. Staff recommends $2,257. Ketchum is represented by Brian McLean.
Thank you guys very much. And from our top picture in the slide presentation, that is our new simulation room. One of those simulators was provided by you guys last year, and we thank you very much for that. We've had a fantastic year. We've participated in almost every way that we possibly could with all the OAC activities, as well as doing some activities on our own, going to NORDAM, looking at some colleges. We're going to continue that as well this year. We started out with 10 students. I have 9 of them returning for the second year. For the first year, we have 8 at the moment. We're still in the middle of finishing registration. I know of 2 more that will be added onto that. So we'll have 20 kids in the program altogether for the 2 years that we'll be there. This year, our funding, we're asking for some additions to the simulation equipment to be able to provide a more realistic environment, as well as materials to begin doing ground school training for our year 2 students. And thank you very much for everything you've done for us.
Thank you very much, Brian. Next is Kingfisher Public Schools. Kingfisher plans to teach year 1 and 2, 2 sections of AOPA, and will begin planning for future use of Choose Aerospace curriculum. Staff recommends $7,962. Kingfisher is represented by Kurt Kaya.
Middle section.
Hi, good morning, Commissioners. I just want to say thank you for your service to the people in the state of Oklahoma. Giving your time like this is amazing. We're going to be doing our second year of the AOPA curriculum, which is heavy on the flight simulator use. I think 45% of the lessons include a flight simulator, which is what my proposal was for, to buy 3 flight simulators for our growing program. We started with 13 students. I have 12 coming back. I lost 1 to ag. Darn, I think I can get them back. But our numbers are 27 this year, so we doubled. The word got out. Community is huge, big supporter of the program. So, the freshmen are lining up, which I was very happy to see. As a career tech teacher, I take place in the Oklahoma Technology Student Association, and we competed in all their aviation categories, which is the flight endurance and drone works. We're going to be participating in with the one that Dove Science Academy does, the aerial drone competition, and hopefully we get invited to Speed Fest. But yeah, we're one of those names on that 60-team waiting list. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. Next is Lawton High School. Lawton requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 and 2, 4 sections, the pilot pathway. Staff recommends $9,000. They're represented today by Richard Mullins.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Ms. Bezide and Ms. Keaty. I appreciate your time. This is our second year program with AOPA. We appreciate your time and your funding for that first year. The first year provided for 5 simulators for our flight program. We have taken that program and extended it now to include drones. We sent 2 of our educators to New York for drone training with SkyUp program, and they are now back and are ready to take their Part 107 licensing courses. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are extending this out. We are asking for the funding to help fund our drone program. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Richard. Next, one of our new schools, Lexington High School. Lexington requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 and 2, 2 sections, a pilot pathway. Staff recommends staff recommends $6,800. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Staff recommends $6,800. Ryan Perry, thank you.
So we're excited to give this opportunity to our students, so thank you for partnering with us. Last I checked with our counselor, we have about 40 students signed up to start. So anyway, we're very excited. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Next, McAllister Public Schools. McAllister High School will teach AOPA years 1 through 4, 7 sections, 8th through 12th grade. But this year's request is to develop a research ground control station for year 3, which will establish a career base on the drone pathway, which will do more than teach students to learn how to fly a drone, but will prepare them to talk to businesses and to use laptop, iPad, projector for presentations, etc. Staff recommends $6,000. They're represented today by Delilah Rodriguez.
Good morning and thank you. I just want to say thank you for your continued support. This is our 5th year with the AOPA curriculum and our 2nd year for the Tango Flight program. Just a little snippet of what Tango Flight is if you don't know. The students are building an RV-12 on site. So we were the 3rd one in the state, and I just heard Enid is joining that as well. It has been very valuable for our students to see what's the next step, especially in McAllister. We have over 150 students currently in our program, and we just expanded it to middle school because we don't have enough sections in high school. So now Aviation AOPA 1, it will be in 8th grade, as well as freshman year, depending on where they're at in their program. So for our project this year, we want to focus on taking aviation outside of our classroom and transferring it into the community. So the project's lead question is, how can I help my community using the skills that I've gained in aviation? And our teacher that teaches this, I'm the executive director of curriculum and instruction. Our teacher has a business background. So when she's teaching this, this has been her vision for several years now of how can we use it to enrich our community, not just in her classroom. So they will be using artificial intelligence and drones, and they will select a local business to work alongside as they create a new or updated marketing strategy. The students will have to research the market. They'll have to create a plan and action of improvement for that business with using drones and their soft skills from aviation. At the end, they'll have to present to that business a group of other business industry professionals as they, like what I'm doing here now, they'll have to present their commercial and their work to them for approval. So the end goal is for them to see how they can invest in their community using aviation and drones. So thank you.
Thank you, Delilah. That's exciting. Next is Middale Technology Center. Middale requests resources to implement its aircraft command experience through the implementation of AOPA years 1 and 2, 2 sections, both pathways. Staff recommends $9,700. Middale is represented by Simon Gallagher.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. I'm just excited. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We're excited to start our new aviation STEM program at Middale Technology Center. We already have an aircraft structure and heavy maintenance program, as well as we have our Tinker Tech campus that serves servicemen and women and civilians at Tinker. So we're looking forward to partnering with those programs as we start to develop this program and get it started and offer more career opportunities for our students. And it's just very exciting to be among so many people, so many programs and events, and just thank you very much for your opportunity.
Thank you, Middale. Next, Mustang High School. Mustang High School requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 through 4, 7 sections, the pilot pathway, as well as to develop community outreach. Staff recommends $4,200. They're represented by Gary Knowles.
Thank you, Chairperson Ritz and Commissioners. Director Arties and your amazing staff, we're grateful for your support. And my colleagues behind us, whose successes help each of us to build the momentum to lead the nation with this aero education thing. So we're grateful to be a part of it. I want to quickly connect where we've been and where we're going with your support. And so you'll see a slide there with just activities mostly outside of the classroom. When I started to come up here for a teacher the first time 2 years ago, important on my slide was to build industry partnerships. And we've done that, continue to do that, be successful because of that. Our Young Eagle chapters, 24 and 1612, we flew 40 Young Eagle flights, not one day with everybody there, but a couple this Saturday, a couple next Saturday, with some at Goldsby, some at Sundance, and so just scattered around, but 40, so thank you for that support. We had one tailwheel endorsement from a pilot Antonin, and then we had one solo. We have a check ride scheduled for September 12th, so we're still making progress in that. We did get lucky enough to be invited to Speed Fest, which was awesome, and so Dr. Arena's program. And so we also had Representative Lucas in our class talking about what we're working on at NASA. So just in and out all around. So the plan is building on what we've been doing. UAS, we're going to extend with the Career Tech program. TSA fly the Tello drones in competition, but one of the workshops you guys put on last year to build and design drones, get into that coding and the engineering process of that. We're going to expand that, and TSA has a program for that. So that is our goal. That was one of our things. And then to expand the RC flight program. I had kids at the end of the summer, okay, get summer jobs to buy foam boards, servos, and motors because of their experience with Speedfest, okay? And so when we're getting kids excited about aviation, we can pay $200 an hour, but we can start simpler with that. Let that passion build and fire, and then I got to figure out how to get, the private funding to do that, and we'll keep working on that. So we want to do the RC, and then, I don't have enough girls in class, and so number 3 is outreach to our elementaries. We're going to try to reach all 1,050 fourth graders with our Aviation 3-4 kids to go mentor and have outreach, and then try to pick light a passion in the girls before they start making decisions, about that. So that's on our wish list with your support for this year.
Thanks so much, Gary. Next is another one of our new schools we're excited about, Newcastle High School. Newcastle requests resources to teach AOPA Year 1, 5 sections in Year 1. That's amazing. A 9th through 12th grade. Staff recommends $6,600, and they're represented here by Jordan Heatley.
And also my principal, Adam Hull. Yes. Like she said, we have 802 students in our entire high school, and we have 99 enrolled for Aviation 1 for our first year. So we're super excited about that, the momentum that we can build off of that to have continuing success. But obviously, we thank you for your support. We thank people like Gary that have educated us on how we can get this started. And more than that, just thank you for your support in getting our program funded. So we're really excited. I'm excited. We had yesterday, day 1, the excitement on the kids to come into our room. We have the space to fly drones inside if we need to. We took the old band building and turned it into our aviation room, so it's going to be great. So really excited. Thank you guys very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Newcastle. Next is Norman Public School, Oklahoma Aviation Academy, which requests resources to teach AOPA Years 1 and 2, 8 sections. Staff recommends $13,590. They're represented by Terry Adams, not by Dr. Christy Gray, it looks like.
Hello, Dr. Chris Gray is with me, our Director of Advanced Programs, Norman Public Schools. And not only is Norman committing to aviation, but STEAM education all the way down. We're implementing STEM education in middle school all the way down to the elementaries. For our program, we're in Year 2. We'll have 175 students enrolled in the academy next year. Those students will do aviation class. They'll do their English and their math with us as well, focused on aviation and how those can connect. Our goal from the beginning was to have a 9th grade cohort, which we did a year ago, and then add an additional group each year till we grow to a school of somewhere between 500 and 700 students. We've already got the funding available to build a standalone facility at Max Westheimer Field, which we will do. We'll break ground sometime in the spring for that. We have 4 instructors now, 2 that are doing aviation, both retired military aviation professionals, as well as an active advisory board composed of industry professionals and our partner affiliates. We are also committed to new programming, trying to upgrade our programming. We'll add a Civil Air Patrol cadet program in January of this year, and we've already signed on to do a Tango flight program the following year. And we've begun discussions for a pre-engineering program with Warner Technology Center focused on aviation aerospace. We hope to begin in the fall of 2025. So we appreciate the support. We used the grant last year to buy STEM pilot flight simulators for our classrooms, and we intend to do the same so we can grow our program. We've actually incorporated a simulator time within our schedule for 2 of our instructors so we can pull kids and get them lots of time on those simulators and hopefully get them excited about being a pilot or some aviation professional. So we appreciate your support. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you, Terry. Next is Oilton High School. Oilton High School wishes to acquire resources to teach years 2 and 3 of the AOPA curriculum, 2 sections, the pilot pathway. The staff recommends $5,100. Oilton was starting school today, so I will let you know that as of last year's class, that pre-assessment and post-assessment scores increased by 40%. Students' interest has peaked, causing an increase in class capacity, so this year they're going to offer 2 sections rather than 1. They went on discovery flights, they participated in the Cushing fly-in, and their community is very supportive of Oilton High School, so we're very proud of them and the work that they're doing. Next is Paola Public Schools. Paola requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 through 3, 3 sections. It will also implement PUGS SOAR, pre-K through 12th. School will use Civil Air Patrol STEM kits for lower grades and connect high school aviation students with elementary and middle school students. Staff recommends $6,925. Corinne Bridinger is here with us today.
Good morning. This will be our 3rd year, and your support has been so critical to the success of our program. I don't know if you guys know where Paola is, tiny little town south on 35. We have about just shy of 200 kids pre-K through 12. About 80 of them are in our high school, 25 of them are in our aviation program. This year, we're hoping to be able to get some kids to take their written test and their Part 107 test. And we have been able to adopt a pilot through Southwest to partner with our upper elementary students. And then we do have our younger kids that get to come out and watch all of the exciting projects that the older students get to do to get them excited as we move up through the pipeline, because we do have the unique opportunity to have the very small children in pre-K all the way up through 12th grade. So it's a family affair over in Paola. Thank you.
Thank you, Corinne. I will mention that Corinne and the Paola folks never miss an opportunity to participate in the activities we have, and we're excited about that. Next is Pauls Valley High School. Pauls Valley requests resources to teach AOPA year 1, 2 sections, 10th through 12th grade. Staff recommends $5,100. They're represented by Mark Green.
Thank you guys for your time. I think if I speak quickly, I can keep this down to about 30 minutes. This has been awesome for Pauls Valley. We haven't had huge numbers like some of the other schools have had, but this is year 3, so we've had it for 2 years. 2 of the young men just signed with the National Guard. They're going to go into a career in aeronautics. In the 23 years previous to that program, I know of 3 other students who have gone into a career in the aeronautics. So I truly believe that the program is reaching the goal. It's reaching our kids and pushing them in the direction they need to be, and they're getting to see things and do things, as you can tell from the slide, that they wouldn't be doing otherwise. So thank you guys for that. As always, I can't ever say enough about these 2 young ladies. They always make me feel like I am the only one they deal with, which is apparently not true. So a big shout out and thank you to them as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mark, very much. Next is Pawhuska Public Schools. Pawhuska High School asked to acquire resources to implement AOPA year 1 and 2. 2 sections. Staff recommends $5,000. I will speak for them. Pawhuska lost their teacher who moved away from Pawhuska, but they were very adamant that they wanted to continue the program, so they've asked for us to help them build their drone resources, which is the main ask of their grant this year. They also hosted many schools that are located in the Osage Nation. They hosted those high school administrators at a conference last year for us and demonstrated their AOPA classroom to other high schools, so I appreciate that very much from Pawhuska. Next is Piedmont Public Schools. Piedmont High School requests resources for AOPA years 1 and 2, 4 sections, 1 section of 10, both pathways. The district also will implement pre-K through 10 aviation awareness hands-on activities. Staff recommends $7,576. They're represented by Anthony Mellendorf.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing us to come here today and speak. And first and foremost, I would like to thank all of the fellow educators in the room. The work that you guys are doing in the classroom, that we're all doing in the classroom, is going to make aviation the #1 industry in the state of Oklahoma. So thank you for that, and thank you to the staff here at the Aeronautics Commission, as well as you commissioners, for everything that you're doing to continue to support our high schools and our programs in aviation across the state. Just kind of want to briefly talk quickly about our program. So last year was our first year, and we taught one section of 9th grade. This year, we've got a 70% program growth from year 1 to year 2. And we've talked about what we're going to look at further down the line, because if we continue to see that growth, with that, which I think we will, considering that we are one of the largest growing school districts in the state of Oklahoma. So we're working through that process. Last year, we got to go on several field trips as a result of your grant money. We got to do some professional development. I got to meet 2 astronauts in the span of a couple of months, which was absolutely crazy for me. And I got to bring that knowledge back to my students, which was fantastic. So this year, we're looking to continue to build upon what we built upon last year with industry leaders, as well as some funds that we are going to use for flight simulators and some other things that we are hoping to do this year as a result of your continued support. So we thank you very much for that. And I do want to mention that as a result of some industry leaders last year, our students got to go to Sundance, and they got to do some flights with the Young Eagles out at Sundance. And so I know that Mr. Hunter, Commissioner Hunter, helped put that together for us. I know that he played a crucial part in that, so thank you very much for that. Out of our 27 year 1 students, 24 of them got to take flights. And I'm hoping, we start school tomorrow, I believe that 2 of my students from last year were working on their Part 107. I'm hoping that they have finished that, so I will find out about that tomorrow. And so we're just going to continue to build upon that, our program, and thank you for your continued support.
Thank you, Anthony. Next, Pryor Public Schools. Pryor Public Schools requests resources to implement AOPA years 1 through 4, 7 sections, both pathways, and to participate in the Tango flight plane build. The district will also implement K through 12 aviation awareness activities and will offer a regional STEM day. Staff recommends $8,000. They're represented today by David Day.
Good morning. I just want to say thank you for everything you've done. We are in our 5th year of AOPA. We have 2 pathways. We have a flight and a UAS. We are also working on a Tango flight. We're in our 2nd year build of that. I just put some pictures up there. You can see on the Tango flight in the upper corners. We got to attend the AOPA symposium last year with our teachers, and that was outstanding. We're planning on going to Orlando this year as well. 4 of our seniors that graduated last year, 3 of those that are attending Spartan this year. They started July 15th. And what we're asking for is our money is going to be used not necessarily for us, but for Northeast Oklahoma. We, from the FAA 625 grant last year, we had to put on a STEM day. What we did is we had over 350 students and 17 vendors coming until the snow hit. So we had to postpone our STEM day to about a month later, and we ended up getting about 270 and still the 17 vendors. But what we want to do is use that funds to help promote aviation in Northeast Oklahoma, not just for our students, but for any students that want to come. So we're planning on doing a fly-in on Saturday, provide T-shirts, provide food trucks, different things like that. And that's what we're going to do with our money.
Thank you, David. Next, Putnam City Schools, Putnam City North High School, which requests resources to implement AOPA years 1 and 2, 4 to 6 sections, choose aerospace year 1 and 2, 4 to 6 sections. Staff recommends $4,400, represented by Denise Hensley.
Our program was brand new last year, and through your support, we did a lot of great things. You can see on the slide, we did Eagle flights, we had Civil Air Patrol flights, and Discovery flights. Our students, we are a majority school, and so our students would probably have never had these opportunities. It's amazing the amount of students that have decided to take it again this year. We are going to move our academy now out to Wiley Post Airport. We'll be the first school that does that. Hard on our heels is Norman, but we're going to beat them. And we've done that through the cooperation of Mr. Artis and Jeff Mulder. We could not have done it without them. We are very, very excited about our program. We also, since we do flight and maintenance, we are the first school that we had 4 interns at AAR. And 3 out of 4 of those interns are going to be, they're seniors this year, and they'll be going into A&P. One of those is decided to go through the military to be a pilot. So our kids are really, they've bought in. And we also have increased female participation, so that's a great thing. So we appreciate all your support and all your help to make this program come alive for so many students.
Thank you so much, Denise. Next, Salisaw Public Schools. Salisaw Public Schools requests resources to implement AOPA Year 1, 2 sections, the drone pathway. Staff recommends $6,000. They're represented today by Steve Barrett.
Good morning. I just want to say thank you for consideration. This is the first step for us, first year. It's the first step in a collaborative effort between Carl Albert State College, City of Salisaw Airport, and other entities, including Cherokee Nation support. So what we're looking to is to create career pathways, also involving our Indian Capital Technology Center. So we're going to look at all those career pathways and create those avenues with those students. We've already maxed out enrollment and pre-enrollment, so we're very excited about this program and very excited about the continued collaboration with our community and our other entities. So thank you very much for your support.
Thank you, Steve. I did have the opportunity to go to Salisaw twice to meet with this amazing team, because it's not just the school district there. They're asking for all the entities in the area and in the region to work together, and I like what he said, to build pathways. Where can these students go after they leave Salisaw High School? How can we help them as they move forward? Next is Seminole High School. Seminole requests resources to implement AOPA Years 1 through 3. 4 sections. Staff recommends $6,450, and they're represented by Zane Waters.
Good morning. I just want to say thank you guys for this opportunity and for your support. Seminole is going into year 3 of teaching the AOPA program. So just in the past 2 years, you can see we've already had students go on to take flight lessons. We've got students we had one student going to college for aviation. And we've got almost 40 that are working on different drone certifications. So this has been a real big deal in our school. The students love it, and we have a lot signed up this year. So thank you guys again.
Thank you so much, Zane. Next, Stillwater Public Schools. Stillwater Public Schools requests resources for the implementation of AOPA Years 1 through 3, 4 sections. Staff recommends $5,994. They're represented by Ashley Moore. Okay, Stillwater is not here. Stillwater's 9th grade is at their junior high school, so they'll teach year 1 at 9th grade, and then they will offer also year 1 at their high school to their 10th and 11th grade students as well. So they're starting a new program at Stillwater. We're real excited to have them on board, and they've already partnered with OSU to see what collaborations can occur through Stillwater Public Schools. Next is Stroud Public Schools. Stroud requests resources for the implementation of AOPA Year 1. 1 section, the drone pathway. The staff recommends $4,000. They're represented by Joe Van Tool.
Good morning. First year entry program for Stroud Public Schools. We were initially focused on the drone program. We believe that all education has an exponential effect and leads to many different, in many different directions for people's growth. We think this is an outstanding opportunity for our students, and we're excited about implementing it as a first-year program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Superintendent. Next is Tahlequah High School. Tahlequah High School requests resources to teach AOPA Year 1. They're in one of our new schools. 2 sections, both pathways. Staff recommends $6,900. They're represented today by Natalie Cloud.
Thank you. Good morning. We did offer our year one AOPA curriculum to our freshmen and sophomore students. We initially had 25 students enrolled. As of yesterday, we have 50. So we've actually doubled. We will offer 2 sections. Just wanted to say thank you. We will offer this opportunity to our brightest students and commit them, hopefully that they will commit to a career in aerospace or aviation, and hopefully just change the trajectory of these young people's lives. We want to thank you for the work and service you do for our students in Oklahoma, as well as Paula and Michelle. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Natalie. Next is Tri-County Technology Center in Bartlesville. Tri-County Tech requests support in offering AOPA years 1 through 4 sections, the drone pathway, teaching 9th and 10th curriculum first year and 11th, 12th grade second year. It also plans to offer a summer STEM camp for students. Staff recommends $10,000. They were not able to be with us today, but Tri-County will also offer a summer STEAM camp for elementary and middle school students, and their desired outcome with that is to expose students to careers in aviation. One thing that she sent me that I did not know was that she said 11 of the 12 students that took the Part 107 certification exam passed on their first attempt. So that's very exciting, the work they're doing. They're asking us this year also to move into pilot training and to add that pathway to the work that they're doing at Tri-County Tech. Next is Tupelo High School. Tupelo High School requests resources to implement AOPA years 1 and 2, 1 section. Staff recommends $5,325. They're represented here today by Kathy Ingram.
I'm actually Sarah Bills.
Sorry, you're right. Sarah Bills.
Kathy Ingram is here also.
Yes.
So Kathy was actually instrumental in getting our program started, but I stepped in. I'm the principal, and she and I both worked together. We actually, last year, were able to get a grant with a different program and work with AOPA and Ms. Paula, so we thank her for the help, and we thank you all for the help as well. We got the program started, and she and I were able to go to New York and train and learn to fly drones because neither one of us knew anything about aviation, and so we wanted to be able to teach the kids and learn with them. So we're both working on our FAA Part 107 license with them as well. So this year, we're wanting to expand the class, be able to use this grant to purchase some more drones, to take our kids out into the field, to go on some trips, go on some college tours. We have the Choctaw Nation facility in Stringtown that's very close to us, and we want to work with them. They need workforce, and so they came to us and said, if you guys will train, and some of the other schools around there, if you will have some kids trained, then they will have a place to go to work that's close in our area. So that's what we're hoping for. We had a couple of kids that chose to go to VOTEC this year in mechanics, and because they wanted to go into the aviation and the mechanics side. So we're a very small school, but we were hoping to bring aviation, and that's something that you don't see in Tupelo. So thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, very much. That's exciting. Next is Tuttle High School. Tuttle High School requests resources for the implementation of AOPA Year 1, 2 sections. Staff recommends $6,750. They're represented by Angela Cotton.
Hi, thank you. Good morning. Nothing like going last. I got to sit back there and get really nervous. This is our first year. We've had overwhelming response to kids wanting to do this. I was supposed to just do it 4th hour, which is like an elective class, but our athletes want to participate. So now they've moved it into where I'm going to have 2 sections. There's even conversations about hiring another physics teacher for next year so that I can have all aviation classes. I've had a huge response from the community. I've been offered hangar space. I've been offered people to come in and help me. My father-in-law's a retired pilot, so he's going to come in and help, and we're all just very excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela, very much. Next, Tulsa Union Public Schools requests resources to teach AOPA Year 1, 5 sections, 9th grade. Staff recommends $12,000. They're represented today by Kenneth Moore.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, thank you for your time today. I just wanted to talk briefly about our program. We'll be in year 1 of implementation. With your approval for this grant, we'll be able to supplement our program and make it more quality for our students. We've got 117 students enrolled currently. We are also a minority-majority district, so removing barriers for our students is something we feel very passionate about. Our mission at Union Public Schools is to graduate 100% of our kids college and/or career-ready. This certainly falls in line with that, and we have plans for expansion long-term. One of our facilities, the Innovation Lab, is pictured in the slide. We've renovated some space there with our construction program, and we plan to house our aerospace students at that same facility moving into next year with different pathways for pilot, drone, and aircraft maintenance. So thank you for support and your consideration.
Thank you so much, Union. Excited about that. Next, Washington Public Schools. Washington High School requests resources to implement AOPA years 1 and 2, 3 sections, both of pathways. Staff recommends $5,300. They're represented today by Shane LeBeth.
Good morning, Commissioners. Washington is a small school that's growing. We actually are adding another section. So we originally started off, we're in year 2 of the program. First year we had 2 sections of year 1. This year we're adding a 3rd section of year 1 and section 2. Along with that growth, we actually have roughly 2,300 homes being built in our district right now. So we expect that growth to continue, and we want to continue to build this program for our students and for the state of Oklahoma. And what we're going to be using our funds for is the purchase of a flight simulator to help with the year 2 curriculum so they can have a more in-depth understanding of the curriculum that we're going to be teaching. So thank you for your time, and we appreciate all the work that you do.
Thank you, Shane, very much. Next is Watts Public Schools. Watts Public Schools requests resources to implement AOPA year 1, 2 sections, drone pathway. Staff recommends $3,082. They were unable to be here, but she sent me an email that says that they are really looking forward to this program. We are a very, very small school, but it already looks like our first 9th grade aviation course is going to be the largest course we offer this year in any subject area. My students are really looking forward to the program. Thank you for very, very much for making this opportunity possible for us. Watts is a very, very small school over almost to Arkansas, and I have visited with them numerous times, and they're thrilled to be able to offer this program for their students. Next is Weatherford Public Schools. Weatherford Public Schools requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 and 2, 5 sections, the pilot pathway, with an estimate of 120 students. The district will also offer K through 12 aviation awareness. Staff recommends $12,500. They're represented today by Doug Gunselman.
Thank you, Commissioners, for everything you do for our schools and all schools in the state of Oklahoma. This is our 2nd year, as Paula mentioned, with 120 students in Aviation 1 and 2. We had our first private pilot who's currently continuing his career at the Denton Flight Academy. We also had just a great experience in the education, not only in aviation this year, but also the networking that the state provided. Just really great opportunities for our kids to be able to learn of all the careers in Oklahoma and to network with those businesses. We also were able to, you all supplied us with great books for our libraries and also for our classrooms. So we have a lot more aviation books for our kids to read within the school. And then we had approximately 2,000 of our students participate in the Aviation Day that we hosted at the Stafford Air and Space Museum. And not only were we teaching about aviation, but also just about the significance that it is in the state of Oklahoma, trying to fill that workforce need. So thank you all very much for your support.
Thank you, Doug. Next is Wright City Public Schools. Wright City requests supplies to implement AOPA years 1 and 2 sections, 9th and 10th grade. Staff recommends $7,100. They are represented today by Tricia Tuck.
Hello, this is our first year. Wright City is a small rural school in the far southeastern corner. Every year our students attend college and career fairs. We have past graduates come in and explain their career field, but it's not enough. We knew we needed to bring students more. We knew we needed to provide motivation, something to bring an advantage. So we researched different options. We toured different high schools. We went to Ada, visited with Chris Eckler and his program. We visited the Choctaw Nation Drone Ranch in Daisy. We knew right away that aerospace and aviation was the right thing for Wright City. Wright City schools, the community, Choctaw Nation, parents, students, they were sold out. So this summer, teachers, we changed classrooms so the aviation and the aerospace program could have the largest classroom. I've completed the 10th grade curriculum. I plan on completing the rest of the year, the 11th and 12th grade years as well. I've made friends with Chris Eckler from Ada, like I said, Tanya McKnight from Moyers, who are participate in the same program. We've created fundraising campaigns to provide supplies for the program. Our Ladies Auxiliary has also made donations to this program. Our objective is, of course, to expose and train our students to have a successful career. We know this program will help them become aircraft pilots, drone pilots, engineers, programmers, designers, and mechanics. The possibilities are endless for these kids. We're looking forward to partnering with you and other partners as well. We want to thank you for this grant. Without it, we would not be able to launch this program. You're helping rural students achieve their dreams. We plan to make you proud. We are excited to get started. Thank you.
Thank you, Trish, very much. Next is Wyandotte Public Schools. Wyandotte's come a long way. A lot of these folks have come a long way this morning. Wyandotte High School requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 through 3, 5 sections. Staff recommends $8,225. They're represented by Dana Morissette.
Hi, I'm Dana Morissette from Wyandotte. A lot of you don't know where Wyandotte is. It's the very northeast corner. If you know Grand Lake, that's where you would find us. We're such a rural community and a very economically depressed economy that our school comes from. We'd like to embrace our Native American culture by naming our academy Chief Leaford Bearskin Aviation Prep Academy. He is a storied aviator, highly decorated in World War II and Korean War, and then he became our Wyandotte Nation leader for 29 years prior to his death. We have so much excitement going on at Wyandotte, and we served 42 students last year, and our one graduating senior last year was accepted into Spartan Aeronautics to pursue a career in A&P. We have 60 students that will be returning this year. Our first year, we had 42 initially, and we had 2 that were graduating. And of those 40 students that were left, we have 36 who are returning. So we're super excited about that. We have a new aviation building. We're actually waiting on internet to be started anytime. We have our instructors. We have 2 higher math instructors, 1 physics instructor, and 1 robotics STEM instructor. We have 15 who are taking the drone program, and we hope to get them Part 107 certified. And then we have 45 that we are, of the pilot program, we hope to get as many written tests taken before. We also will be partnering with Miami Airport and the Fly Home Aviation for a certified flight instructor to get kids in the seats immediately. So we'd like to thank you so much, and also the tireless efforts of Paula and Michelle and Sandra and the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission Education Department. And we'd like to thank you guys because you guys helped fund keeping these kids engaged and doing the things that we'd like to do with them. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Dana. Next is Wynnewood High School. Wynnewood High School requests resources to teach AOPA years 1 through 3, 5 sections. 2 sections, both pathways. Staff recommends $5,700. I did receive an email from their instructor. She said the grant was crucial to our program. It has exposed students to a world that they could never have imagined. Last year we offered 1 section. This year we will offer 2 sections. The program has definitely gained momentum in the Wynnewood community. I know you're not going to believe this, but we made it through those. That's that's astonishing.
Well, it's a tribute to all of you guys.
Yes. And I know that you must feel as I feel, but to look at those slides and look at those students engaged and listen to nearly every one of them say, we had one section, we now have two. We had one section, we now have five. To be able to see our small schools to our very largest schools offer these opportunities to students is exactly why I do what I do, because it makes me so proud of the support that you give when you know that it's needed, and it is needed, and it is working. So I thank you very much for this opportunity. I know we need to vote on that last large group of ALPA schools, but I would be remiss if I not thanked these people, because they did a remarkable job of putting this together and working through the numerous applications that we have. So thank you so very, very much.
Well, and thanks to you, Paula. I think as a group, the entire commission, this is something that we need to be very proud of. And all of you have described what it's about, where our money's going and making a difference in this state. So thank you. So we need to vote. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Phillips.
Aye.
Commissioner Potter.
Aye.
Commissioner Ortega.
Aye.
Chairwoman Ritz.
Aye.
Commissioner Hunter.
Aye.
Thank you.
Sandra, you need to talk about upcoming events.
Commissioners, August 19th is Aviation and Aerospace Day and state law in Oklahoma, in tandem with National Aviation Day. And like Paula said, it is working. 6 years ago, this commission voted to approve us taking that to the legislature, and we are so grateful for that. 5 aviation events are happening on that day throughout the state at Oklahoma airports, and I hope to visit some of those. And for brevity, because it was a long meeting, those are detailed in your packets, and I'd be happy to yield to any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Concluding remarks?
I'll just echo what Paula and the rest of the individuals that spoke here today had to say. You know, I think the role of the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission, soon to be Oklahoma Department of Aerospace and Aeronautics, you know, seeing us grow. I did this program 10 years ago, and it was $125,000, 12, 15 different applications. You know, if you go back to the 90s, it was just a handful of applications, and here we are today with over 70, and we're going to be exceeding $1 million for aero education across the state of Oklahoma. And that's something we can be proud of, and it's not just something that we beat on our chest and say, look at us. We're trying to solve the greatest problem that is plaguing our industry, and that is, 1, its unknown factor, and 2, the fact that workforce is our greatest challenge for the industry. And those kind of go hand in hand, and I think the more schools we see adopt this, people are like, well, yeah, I want to be in aviation. But it's that you think it's so simple, but it's not. And so I want to remind each one of the commissioners, while yes, you do have a duty here to this board, and yes, now all these teachers that have adopted this as a program, we still need to spread the cause. We still need to spread the word of aviation aerospace and be good air evangelists, because it's not going away. The problem's not going away. Just because we're getting more kids excited about this doesn't mean that's going to solve all the retirees that are going to happen the next decade. And so it's going to be a long-term, all-the-above approach, and who knows where we'll be in 5 years, but I suspect we'll be in a much better position 5 years from now because of the work of Paula Keaty, Michelle, Sandra, the staff that's here, the commissioners that are up there, but most importantly, the teachers and educators that are behind me. And so seeing that is one, rewarding. I was a pilot. I happened to be a family full of aviators, but I was successful. I was lucky. And I still didn't know about what aviation aerospace could mean. And so knowing that all these non-aviators are getting exposed to aviation aerospace, this is the most exciting part of the job that I can tell you. And so I just want to say thank you for allowing me to serve you, to serve aviation aerospace in the state. And I look forward to seeing everybody flying airplanes in the state of Oklahoma in the future.
Well, thanks for your leadership. Next meeting will be October the 11th, 2023, right here. And Director Arties, any new business that you would like to bring before? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.